All right, real quick. One of the biggest things that the best players in the world have the ability to do is build on what they already have in their bag. And so what we did was earlier we worked on just beating defenders' hips. Then we worked on, once we beat the defender's hips, if we don't have a clear path to the basket, what do? We get into their hips or we separate away from them. So now when we're doing this, we have to be able to build on those fundamental skills that we already worked on earlier. So now when we float, some of you guys, will you guys back up real quick? Some of you guys say are floating this way, they cut you off right here. You beat them this way, but then you're just going like this and rounding it out and then having a tough finish. What did we work on earlier? Once we beat somebody, we either get into them or we get away from them. So if I'm right here and I float, and again, anytime I float, I want to keep my hips squared up. Some of you guys are like getting like this and turned. When you're turned, you lose vision of the court, you lose vision of your defender, and you limit your options. Because if I'm like this, I can't cross over right now. If I'm like this, now I can cross over between the legs, behind the back, I have all that stuff. Okay? So once we float, if we beat him this way, it's not rounded, it's I'm beating him and I'm getting into him so that I can go finish. Or sometimes you might get into him to get away from him. So sometimes you might float here, bang, change directions, we go one dribble here, get into him, and now I skip away and go into a little fadeaway. But we always either want to get into them or get away from them. We never want to let them dictate the angle and let them round us out. We go with that? So what I want you guys to do is, I want you guys to work on that, because let me show you what happens. Say he knows that, and again, a good defender will, say he knows what we're trying to do, especially in this drill. If I try to get away from you, what are you going to think I'm doing? Trying to shoot, right? So if I go like this, and say he's guarding me, we're live, okay? We're here, float, and I go away from him, then, listen to this real quick. When we go away right here, what does he naturally do? He comes with us, right? Watch this one more time, I'm gonna do the exact same thing. So again, I float, I'm going away, away, away. What does he do? He's running with us. So watch how we set him up. If you go away from him, we're here, we float, and then bang, I'm gone. The next time we go on the second dribble. So now we float, we take off, bang, now we're gone. Do you guys see what I'm saying? So if you guys have the ability to simply get outside his hips and kind of understand what he's trying to do, now we go, okay, now I'm running away from you. Nope, no I'm not, I'm changing direction. He's in a lot of trouble. Put the defense in situations where they're thinking. It's like Dwayne Wade used to do. Dwayne Wade used to do this all the time, where he would go here, and instead of going right to the basket, he would take off down this way. Say you're on defense and you're here. And he would beat them, and show a shot fake, and because he knew that they were in trouble, they would always fall for it. So for you guys, start thinking about what does the defense want. The defense wants to round you guys out. So what should you do? Act like you're gonna get rounded out. I'm gonna act like I'm going this way this time. Okay, I'm gonna act like I'm getting rounded out, and then, hey, that's a foul. Why? Because he thought I was gonna let him push me out. Then the next time I go the exact same thing, I go one dribble, bang, now I change direction. He's gone, okay? So you guys can see, you can set your defenders up if they start cheating the drills, okay? We go with that, so when you guys are doing this reads, all I want you to do is float outside your defender's hips and either take off or give them the kind of impression that you're gonna take off, change directions, then either get into them or get away from them. We good with that? All right, go back to your hoop, same thing, but more physical or get away. Here we go.
My playing level just skyrocketed.
Anyone that's serious about playing basketball needs to get EGT.
I would describe it as the best training program in the world.
This lead guard training program, like, it creates a monster in you.
You got to experience it. It's just on another level.
The best decision of my life was to buy the first EGT program.